See what I'm saying? Like, I'd act like, hey, I got you now. I'm the expert here. Okay, so let's get started. You can ask me 1,000 questions. I'm still going to fucking stay right here. Why? Because I need to know what problem you have. I'm teaching you what you're saying and why you're saying it so you can say whatever you need to say to respond appropriately in the context that it might be in. I'm not a salesperson. I'm an expert. There's the difference. Don't be a salesperson. Be an expert. If you're not an expert, become an expert. Well, what am I an expert on? Well, you should be an expert on why they need to do business with Lightspeed. If you're not an expert at that, ask me questions until you become one. So I would say something to the effect of, hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for booking a call. Hopefully, by the end of this call, you'll have all your information, or at least enough to make a decision. We're seeding the fact that you're going to ask them to buy something, right? Wouldn't it be fair to ask them to buy something? Okay, if they got on your call, they understand there's a fee attached. They understand this is going to cost something to do something. Now again, it's no obligation. They also understand that. But there's a fee. So you guys can't run from it like I witnessed you do. You got very nervous. $30,000 is not a lot of money. Not to the people we're looking for, okay? It's not a lot of money. And if you act like it's a lot of money because you think it's a lot of money, your vibration changes. And now you're nervous and you're all fucking doing what he did, which is, trying to justify that it's so much. Well, number one, it's not that much. Number two, that's not what you do, okay? The price, you start out every time by going, dude, that's the best part. Well, that's the best part. Well, that's the best part. Well, that's the best part. How much is it? Best part. That's the best part, man. That is the best part. It's the best part. I don't hear you guys say that's the best part. And if you do, it sounds like it's a script. Well, that's the best part. From now, ending Thursday, if you act now, like you're not a robot. Okay. Now, again, I want to be real clear with you, and you can say this to people. We can only do business with customers. Okay, and what does that mean? How do you become a customer? You have a platform license. You have a license. Do you have a license currently, Austin, with Lightspeed?
No.
Well, then you're not a customer. So everything I can sell you doesn't matter unless you're a customer. So ask me how much it is.
How much is it?
Well, here's the crazy part. Okay, and by the way, I already said that's the best part. We can only do business with customers. So how do you become a customer? Well, that means you have a Lightspeed VT license. Okay, and that is $300 minimum, or 20% of the revenue generated through it. That's what you say when you stop. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so let's first determine whether you're a customer or not. What are you asking them? So how do they become a customer? They got to become a customer, don't they? Why?
Because we don't do business without, if they're not a customer.
Because we can't sell them anything.
That's right.
You can't sell them anything. You want to sell them something, don't you? Well, then they got to be a customer. So when they say how much is it, well, first of all, is what? Did you tell them anything yet?
No.
So how much is it? How much is what? But you don't want to say how much is what, because you're assuming they know, they're privy to these conversations, okay? When they say how much is it, they're saying, well, how much is this fucking killer system that you just showed me? How much is it to help me? Because what they heard is, we got a killer technology and we can help you, right? Isn't that essentially what they're going to hear?
Yes.
And when they say how much is it, how much is what? There's consulting and, you guys get all fucking tongue twisted for some reason. Okay, it's real simple, man. We can't do business with you unless you're a customer. So let's talk about being a customer first. That's $300 a month and 20% of the revenue that you produce through it. That's to license the technology, the platform, the VT system. That is not for consulting. And again, I'm telling you guys to be crystal clear. You wouldn't say this to them. You would say it like I just said to say it before, which is, hey, we can only do business with customers. That's the crazy part. So how do we become a customer? That's the question. You become a customer by obviously having a license to the technology. So to me, that's common sense first decision. Because if you can't make that decision, How are you going to make that decision? Huh?
You're not.
Make sense? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, so if you can't make that decision, until you make that decision, when someone says, how much is it? Let's start with this decision. Okay, guys? You got to be a customer. Does that mean you bought this? No. That means we can only do things for you if you're a customer, which makes you a license holder, and the license is a $300 a month minimum charge, or 20% of the revenue that you create through it. Well, what does that mean? Let's say you make $100,000. We get 20%, you'd get 80%. But again, I mean, if I'm talking to them on a Zoom call, I'd say, but here's the good news. We do have a 100% program if you'd rather do that. That's where you get 100% of the money, but you agree to charge 120%. And they usually will laugh when you say that because it's funny. And it also gets them to realize, I could pass the fee off to the customer. Because let's say I want $100 for a course, and you told me that, I suppose I could charge $120 for it. That's not that much more. They'll pay $100, they'll pay $120. So yeah, I'm gonna make it $120. You guys can have 20, no problem. Whenever you guys hear me talk to customers about rev share, what do you always hear them say? I don't mind rev share. Fuck, I like the fact that you're rev sharing. Right? Rev share is a good thing. So again, if you guys are rev share, take their revenue, they're gonna feel that when you guys talk about it. You gotta have the fucking confidence. But you also have to be able to like explain it and justify it and actually believe in it like I do. Like, dude, I get 20% of the money I show you how to make. Why is that a problem? Oh boy, that's costly. Show me another industry that has 80% margins. You know what a margin is? What?
The difference between cost and
What's
profit.
left?
Good. So again, you know a bunch of companies that have 80% margins? Oh, me either. What if I could go buy cars for 20% of what I sold them for? You know, they buy cars for about 90% of what they sell them for? Okay, so we're talking about, like, you get your head out of the fucking stupidity zone, because 20% ain't a lot to ask, especially if we show them how to do it. Now, if they're big customers, they're coming to us and they're already moving over $200,000-$300,000, in your mind, you're like, oh, fuck, they're not gonna wanna give up 20% of that. Why wouldn't they? And by the way, we could also just leave the pre-existing business where it is. And now we just start selling their new system. And guess what we'd want for it? A little bit more than the last one, because the last one was just a bunch of library videos. This one's worth more, isn't it? They'll be like, yeah, that makes sense. Good, well then just boom, start moving forward. We're gonna start driving people here instead of there. After you explain the license and get them to agree that they can agree to that. Yeah, I can use Lightspeed. Yeah, I'll use Lightspeed. Again, because at the end of the call, if they don't buy, well, can't they still use Lightspeed?
Yes.
Yeah, so why wouldn't they use Lightspeed just because they don't want our consulting? Everything I just talked about, you can do on your own. Why would you go to any other platform on planet Earth? Knowing this, knowing what you just saw, understanding what real training is, everything that we talked about, how would you go use any other platform after this, with or without our high-ticket consulting? And if you do it right, they can. So again, like, if I pitched everybody that came on board, I'll bet you I'd get them all to spin up a system. That's for damn sure. And what happens when you guys see spin-ups come into your CRM? Those are, to me, the best leads you can fucking get. Why? Well, dude, they went through and spun up a system. That requires steps. That shows interest. They're not doing it for shits and giggles. They didn't accidentally do it. They did it on purpose. They put in a credit card too. Even a free trial takes a credit card. So when you see a spin up, that motherfucker's serious, dude. If I was you, I'd be all over those. And I'd call them differently. Hey, I saw you just spun up a VT system. Congratulations. Out of curiosity, what are you going to use it for? Yeah, I need to train my team on da-da-da-da-da-da. They start talking, and then you're going to be, dude, I would act like it's now a booked call. Interesting. How you going to do that? You got people to do that? You know how hard that is? You want to save time? You want to save some money? You want to let us fucking show you how to do it? Yeah, let me give it a try on my own first. Okay. Again, you're not offended. You're just calling. No problem. Try it on your own. But listen, if it starts to drag on or it starts to get a little overwhelming, you can either call our 1-800 number. They'll always talk to you about it. But more importantly, I suggest maybe you call me back so I can get you our consulting, and we can basically take all the heavy lifting right off your plate. Because trust me, John, it sounds easy, and it is easy technically, but man, just like building a house, right? I understand how a house is built, but I wouldn't want to build one myself if I have to live in it. I'm serious. I'd call a general contractor. I want the shit done right. Yeah, I know how to fucking build a house roughly. Okay, you lay the foundation, but what do you do to the ground before you lay the foundation? And when's the plumbing go in, before or after the foundation? Or is the foundation everything? Well, what about the little tubes that stick up from the foundation? You imagine sheetrock in a whole house, only to find out the electricians haven't been there yet? Like, you don't do the electrical after the sheetrock, do you? Who's scheduling all that? What materials are they using? Do you have any need for fucking 220? Imagine wiring up a house and then realizing everywhere you put regular outlets or the 120s, you need 220s. Now you got to go back and redo the house. See, this type of shit happens. Now, has anyone ever heard me use that analogy before? The truth is, I've never used that ever in my life. But how did I bring it up? And it applies. Because I understand the basic. I understand what's happening. And what's happening with these people right now, without Lightspeed, is they're out there trying to do it all by themselves, which costs more time and more money than we're asking for. So why would you ever intentionally do that? Huh?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't if you fully understand what we're talking about, man. Do you hear me? So you guys have to believe this too, man. You can't walk out here and be like, fucking guy thinks he fucking knows everything. You got to walk out here going, God damn, never really looked at it that way. That's true. Why? So it comes across on the phone. So the vibration changes. You guys understand we're all a frequency, correct? You're a vibration. We are all vibrations. Everyone in this room has a vibration. This table right now is vibrating. You don't think it's vibrating? It is vibrating. Okay? So at the end of the day, if you understand you're a frequency, what frequency are you giving off? What vibration do you have? Hence your vibe. You guys need a better vibe. Well, then you have to change what you frequently see, because your frequency is basically what you frequently see. You wake up in the morning, shit, I got rent to pay. Worry, fear, doubt, anxiety. That's your frequency. Now you're going to walk around attracting your frequency. So now your frequency is finding other frequencies that match. Doubt, fear, worry, anxiety. Is that good? Now you're all partying. Okay, how do you get your frequency up immediately? Anybody know?
Change it, positive attitude.
Does anybody know?
Change what you see.
That's right. Huh?
Change what you see.
It's gratitude. Okay, it's gratitude. That's why when you open your eyes, you realize that if I just handed you $10 million, you'd feel pretty excited for probably quite a while. Well, waking up is worth more than that, we'd all agree, correct?
Absolutely.
I mean, honestly. Okay, so waking up is worth more than me handing you $10 million cash, but yet $10 million cash will make you shit your pants, run around in a fucking good mood, and fucking love life. But waking up doesn't. Why? Well, because now you got to worry about rent and everything. And there goes your fucking frequency. So you wake up, you remind yourself that that's worth more than anything you could achieve in the day. That's worth more than anything you could possibly imagine. And you honestly think, I am so grateful for the opportunity today. I'm thankful for problems. Why? They allow me to get better at solving problems, and the better you are at solving problems, the richer you get. Thank you for the problems. It's Gratitude. I walk around in gratitude. That's why my vibration's killer. That's why everybody is attracted to it. That's why I have millions of followers, because I'm grateful. Most people don't realize that, but that's the truth. They're attracted to my vibration. Hey, I like that guy. Now, some say, I'm not attracted to that vibration at all. Hey, there's nobody on the planet that will attract everybody. Okay, I only want to attract those who are attracted. Why? Well, because I don't want to be surrounded by enemies. I want to be surrounded by friends, loved ones, brethren. So you allow the universe to weed out the ones that shouldn't be following you by just being who you are. And the ones that should follow you and come around will. And the ones that shouldn't will get repelled and tossed out and cycled through. And pretty soon you look around and everybody loves you, which is what you want. Okay, you want that frequency to be up here. Well, how do you get your frequency to change immediately? Gratitude. Bang! Now you're up here. You just got to stay there. How do you stay there? Well, again, it depends on who you're hanging around. This is where all the fucking success shit comes in. Who are you listening to? What are you doing? Are you getting up and you going to work out, or are you fucking laying in bed and fucking rubbing one out before work? Like, what are you doing with your life? Even if you're grateful, you'll get right back into shit pretty quick. Just like if you're in shape and you start eating like shit, what's going to happen? Waking up with gratitude just shifts your perspective to where now, hey, I can see why I should be happy today, even if I have looming bills and expenses, and they're scary. What if I can't make them? Why would you even think like that? The question is how do I make some money today? God damn, thanks for the fucking day to make some money. Shit. And I'm going to get better at solving problems. Because your skill goes up the more often you do something. You get on that fucking booked call, well, that's a little bit different than an outbound, which is a little bit different than a spin-up. I'd be getting on that call, hey, thanks for booking a call. Hopefully by the end of this call, you'll have enough information to make a decision. My goal today is to fucking get you to do business with Lightspeed VT, and there's a good reason for that. And hopefully by the end of the day, by the end of this call, you'll agree, fair enough. They go, fair enough. Okay, then let's get started. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'd act like, hey, I got you now. I'm the expert here. Okay, so let's get started. Tell me a little bit, Austin, about what you're trying to do. Now, again, what do you mean? I don't know. You booked the appointment. See, it doesn't work if you called out. It only works in a booked call. Why? They booked a call, and again, if they said, what do you mean? I wouldn't be offended and be smart-assy. I'd say, well, Austin, you booked a call with Lightspeed to talk about, and unless I'm wrong, what'd you book a call for? Maybe something's changed I don't know about. Like, I assumed you booked a call because you wanted to talk about how to build $50,000 a month in training. Because that's the only ad we're running, by the way, so that's why. You wanted to make money, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit, like, what's in your mind? How high of a level is it? Is it just you want to make money selling courses? You haven't ever started? Are you training anybody now? Do you make money selling courses right now? Where are you right now? Why? Because I want to know where they are. Why would I want to talk before I know where they are? Where are you right now? Oh, you got courses on? Cool. And, well, you're not making 50 grand. I saw Brad's ad and I want to make 50 grand. Oh, okay. Do you guys know how you make 50 grand selling courses online? You can't have just a library of videos and expect to kick ass, long term anyway. You need a system, and then you need to know how to market the shit out of it. So what do you think they're doing wrong, these people, when you're talking to them? They don't have a system, and they probably don't know how to market. If they did, they'd be making $50,000 a month or more. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so the fact that they're not doing it is a problem. We can solve it. Why? Because by creating a world-class system and marketing it correctly, it's almost impossible not to make $50,000 a month. Well, how do you make that representation? You have a lot of customers doing it, not that are doing those two things right. Bullshit, we don't have any customers not making 50 grand a month or more that are doing those two things right. Anyone that does those two things right can make money. Okay, $50,000 a month is not that much. That's 1,000 people giving you $50. What's your knowledge worth? What's your secret worth, Austin? If you taught that to someone else doing it, how much more money would they make? More than $50?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we can't fucking build something that's worth $50 a month to somebody, or 1,000 people, maybe we shouldn't do it at all. But again, I mean, I ain't afraid of doing that. Are you? Like, you want us to have more fucking confidence in you than you do? I don't think so. Maybe this ain't the right timing for you. Like, I'll take it away from them. Why? I don't give a fuck if they buy or not. I'm already rich. You guys can't come across that way. What would come up is, what are you doing now? Hey, John, what are you doing now? Where are you at right now? Where are you at in the journey? Now, again, if you come across rude or you know, I'm not going to get offended and all of a sudden change my vibration to one of an asshole and I'm offended. Well, you're the one that called. Well, you booked the appointment, John. You know, I wouldn't get testy like that. But I would say, well, you did book an appointment, didn't you? Well, yeah. Okay. Well, then I know you want to make more money selling courses. I mean, I know that. But, like, tell me where you are currently. I want to see if we can help you or not. Maybe we can't help. Maybe we can. Where are you? What's stopping you? What's your problem, John? I got no problems. Are you ever going to hear that?
No. Yeah. I would hear people say that.
You hear people say, I have no problem.
I mean, you can get to the end of it and figure out that, yeah.
No, you're getting to the end of it is the problem, Austin. You want to start with what's your problem.
Yeah.
So how do you get to the end and find out they have no problem?
You don't, usually.
You can't if you're doing it like I'm talking about. So the first conversation I'm having with a book call is, hey, thanks for booking a call. Hopefully by the time we're done today, we can do business. Okay? Now you can say that a million fucking ways, but that's the same fucking thing you're saying. Thanks for booking a call. Why? Thank you for booking a call. We appreciate that, man, especially for showing up. Now, hopefully by the end of this fucking phone call, you'll have heard enough to fucking pull a trigger. Sound good? I ain't buying nothing today. Hey, there's no obligation, my friend. But I'm hoping I'll give you enough information and a little enthusiasm to fucking get the deal done. But that's up to you. Let's proceed. Like, it ain't that important. See what I'm saying? But I say it. Why? Plant the seed. I'm going to ask you for some money today. That's my way of doing it. Hey, thanks for booking a call. Hopefully by the end of this call, me and you will have fucking something to talk about. Cheers to that. Okay, now, let me see how I can help. John, tell me, what are you trying to accomplish? What do you mean? Again, I'm not going to get flustered. I'm going to walk him through it. What do I mean? Like, I know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Because if you can't explain what the fuck you mean, that is the problem. You guys are saying shit you've heard me say, and you don't even know what the fuck you're actually saying. You're just mimicking and parroting. Because I've seen you guys, and I've witnessed where you guys say something in a fucking, in a pitch, or a presentation. I don't like the word pitch. And you guys parrot a word or a phrase that you've heard here, and it's clearly you're not really sure what you mean. Don't do that. Okay? Figure out what the fuck it is you mean. You can ask all kinds of questions. Dude, what do you mean when you say this? And I've heard you say that. What does that mean? So you understand it. So when someone has a question, you don't get flustered, bro. You know exactly what you mean. You know exactly what you're talking about. Okay? I know that I can't give you a solution to a problem you don't think you have. Correct? Correct. It's very difficult for me to sell you a solution to a problem you don't think you have. So I need to figure out, do you think you have a problem? That's in the conversation. That's in the beginning. Okay? And when they're booked calls, bro, you fucking called us. You wanted this meeting. How can we help? Yeah. In a nutshell, that's what you're saying, but you don't just fucking say, how you doing? How can we help you today? I'd be like, what? I'd hang up on you. But if you proceeded what I'm talking about, eventually I'm going to get to a point where, dude, I'm not sure how you can help me. Because again, I don't know how you can help me. But I'm interested in making 50 grand a month. How can you help me do that? And then you guys all of a sudden, oh, well, good question. And now you're over here doing something completely different. Like, he asked one question and you're over here. Like, don't you guys realize what you're trying to do? You can ask me 1,000 questions. I'm still going to fucking stay right here. Why? Because I need to know what problem you have. I need to know that you know you have a problem before I talk about the solution. So I'm not going anywhere. You can ask all these questions and you don't see me running off on tangents. And then let me show you this button, and let me show you that button. You can do things like this, and you can do things like that. Overwhelming them. Confused minds don't make decisions. We know this, correct? So don't confuse them. There's nothing to talk about. When you get them on the book call, thank you for coming. We appreciate it because we do. Hopefully by the end of this conversation, we'll be doing business together. Tell me a little bit about what you're trying to do so I don't waste your time showing you a million things that are unimportant. Well, I don't know. You guys said you were going to give me a demo. Well, fabulous. I don't get flustered. Now again, once that conversation begins, it's hard for me to determine what they might say. So how can I teach you all exactly what to say every step of the way? I can't, because I don't know what they might say back to that. I'm teaching you what you're saying and why you're saying it so you can say whatever you need to say to respond appropriately in the context that it might be in. Based in authenticity, truth, ethics. Like, I don't want no one's money if we can't help them. Dude, if I can't help you, bro, I don't want you to pay me. But if I can help you and you're heading for a disaster, I have no problem giving you pressure. Okay? Because it's not pressure. You understand? It's not pressure. It's certainty. It's enthusiasm. Guys, you're going to leave us and spend twice as much money and probably twice as long only to come in at 50% of where you should be or could be. How does that make any sense? Have you ever asked somebody? 24 years, still in business. Some of the biggest name clients. I mean, maybe you found something that they all missed. Okay? And again, I can't twist your arm, but I can tell you, don't be too proud to come back. What does that mean to somebody? You're making a mistake, dude. It's just another way of saying you're making a mistake. Well, I got no problem telling people they're making a mistake not going with Lightspeed. Do you understand that, Austin? Yeah. Like, you guys have to honestly fucking believe it. Why? Because I honestly do. That's why I close deals when I talk to people. I don't fucking have a closing percentage like you guys. Your closing percentages are fucking atrocious. I need motherfuckers closing at least at 20%. And that means I got people getting on the call that would be almost as if I got on the call. A little bit different, but pretty much the same thing. Why? Because I know what Brad would say. I know what Brad believes. I know what Brad thinks. How you doing, man? Thanks for the book call. I know Brad appreciates it. Do you think I appreciate these calls? Sure I do. I wish I had more of them. I'm very thankful they decided to show up. Now, you think Brad thinks they should be doing business with? Of course. Well, how would Brad explain it? Well, he'd explain it very simply. But he'd also be sure of what he was saying. Am I sure of what I'm saying? Well, I'm not really that sure. Well, I better get sure. Where are you unsure about? You know, explain the pricing again, and how does it value, and what's the value here, and what's the value there? I mean, in a nutshell, guys, it's pretty simple. If they go outside of us and continue to do this, they're going to spend more time and money than doing it with us. That is a fact. And that's the bottom line. That's what you're trying to get them to understand. The simplest of the simple. If you don't do business with Lightspeed VT, you're going to spend more money and more time and possibly damage your brand and go out of business or at least come in at 50% of what you could have. So again, how does that make any sense? I want to know. You're getting off the phone, there's no deal with us? This conversation is someone saying no. And I'll bet you if I listened to the call, I would say, see, you didn't say this, and you didn't say this, and you didn't say this, and you didn't say that, and you didn't do this, and you didn't do that, and you did nothing I just talked about. And you guys will be like, well, yeah, and eventually you'll go, yeah, you're right. Okay, so when are you going to stop? Let's make it today. Yeah, let's make it like right now. Just stop fucking doing it. It's real simple, okay? You're a real person. We're not assholes. We're good people. We've helped a lot of fucking people make billions of dollars in revenue through this system. It works if you do. So there's no question of whether it works. The question is can I convince you to earn your business? And that's really all we're here for, okay? We're not here to fucking invent them a business. You're salesmen, okay? Here you're called a licensing specialist. Well, you specialize in selling licenses. And when someone gets on the phone with me, dude, thank you for booking this call, man. Hopefully by the end of this call, I can earn your business. So tell me a little bit about where you're at right now. Let me see how I can help you. What's that? Oh, interesting. Oh, dang, dude. That's a good freaking, I think that'd sell bitchin'. Now, what's stopping you? How come you haven't done it already? Now, again, if I just said something earlier, I wouldn't just jump to that because I heard Brad say that once. No, I'm gonna fucking pay attention to what's being said, and then I'm gonna try to get from them a fucking label. A label is their problem. Why do they think they're not making money? Whether it's true or not true, what do they think? Because by the time the call is ended, you're gonna realize what the fucking problem is. Because we already know the problem, don't we? What's the problem?
That they don't have a system or know how to do it.
They don't have a system, and they don't have a system if they're not on Lightspeed. And they don't have fucking the marketing ability.
Right.
Okay? Marketing is a big word, dude. There's a lot of shit. Like, it's not fucking easy. You need good people that know shit. I've paid hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not more, to get good marketing here at Lightspeed. And again, maybe that they do have a good marketing team. Oh, great. Well, then what's the problem then? And now again, if they told you point blank period, well, dude, we haven't even started. You know, we were calling to double check and see, you know, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now all of a sudden you get scared. What? I don't know how to handle this. There's nothing to be scared about. They haven't started yet. Well, goddamn good thing you haven't started yet, because all you're going to do is go learn this. See? Would you rather be in a position where you haven't fucking started, or would you rather be in the position where you've been at it 2.5 years only to come back? Okay? Because everything I just said is fucking valuable shit to you if you apply it. We're going to keep these at 1 hour, and it's been 1 hour. Enjoy! Let's go close the day! Woo!
Hell yeah.
If you like this video and you want to see another, click here and don't forget to subscribe.